sorts of votes one city council member described as the most significant they'll take in their term. Does the city have the money to build parks and plaza space over TxDOT's I-35 expansion? Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Daniel Marin.
And I'm Jennifer Sanders. Austin City Council members are unusually divided on the idea and have to commit funding tomorrow to TxDOT to make it happen. KXAN's Grace Reader breaks down a new proposal coming from some council members in the final hour.
Austin City Council split right down the middle on how much funding it wants to commit to TxDOT to build these massive parks over TxDOT's I-35 expansion project near downtown.
This is the most split I think I've seen this dais.
Thursday, the body only has to commit to funding some roadway elements, not the stuff that goes on top. But that's been unusually contentious. One group wants to commit to as many of those highway covers as possible. The other group of council members doesn't think the city can or should be paying for these.
My subquorum said, let's be realistic about our limited dollars and create a plan that we know we can fund, that when we promise to build something, we can deliver it.
On the eve of that vote, the group that wants more caps has a new proposal.
And that compromise is to do the roadway elements for the downtown caps. That's Cesar Chavez to 4th, 4th through 7th, and 11th through 12th, as well as one northern cap.
It's 2 fewer highway covers than they were originally pitching, but still shakes out to $143 million. How they plan to get there: a voter-approved car rental tax, a tax increment reinvestment zone or TIRZ, right-of-way fees, and a state loan the city's already been awarded. It's a lot of big words, but to boil it way down, this group is looking at targeted taxes and fees instead of borrowing money.
I would just highlight that what we're really trying to do here is preserve future options and do it with the least amount of debt possible.
How will the other subquorum of council members respond? They've so far said they only want to commit to roughly $50 million, and they want to put that money toward the roadway elements for 2 caps, both downtown. It's all getting hashed out at Thursday's meeting. We'll be there for you. Grace Reader, KXAN News.
And again, this vote only covers the money for the roadway elements that will be needed before any actual cap is ever built. The city has previously said building out everything that Austin wants would cost $1.4 billion. The path Austin sets out tomorrow will determine what that number will look like in the future. Now, state lawmakers weighed in on this today. 7 state representatives and Senator Sarah Eckhart urged Austin City Council to prioritize the project. Their statement reads in part, quote, "By pushing for state financial support and exploring additional funding streams in place of the general fund, we can ensure adequate financial backing without a significant impact to Austin's other priorities." Now, Representative John Busey said they are not picking sides here, but they do want Austin to move forward with a CAPS project in some capacity. Grace also spoke with him today.
The divide here from city council members is really the funding, not necessarily that they want the caps or don't want the caps, but what can the state offer in terms of assurances that it will help with that funding?
Well, look, when the city acts, and hopefully they act tomorrow and move forward with this, I think we need to do everything we can to put pressure to find money, whether that's through state allocation, through TxDOT and other philanthropic means. The Texas legislature, the Austin delegation needs to be doing their part to help and support this program.
This TxDOT project has been in the works for years. Kind of what makes you think that you're going to be able to get money out of them or get state money that could help with this?
Well, it's going to be a long project, and we're talking about putting in the foundation right now and then planning out what all of it looks like. And we just need it. We know that through our work here in the Capitol, our work with TxDOT, and then work with other donors and support, that our delegation is standing strong in support of this as the council chooses to act, that we can all work together as a front to find the money to get this done.
And so Paige Ellis, one of the city council members advocating for funding fewer caps, responded to the lawmakers' letter today, saying in part, quote, "What the city is working through right now is how much money we can spend on a state project and what we should use on city projects. I appreciate any assistance from our local delegation to help secure funding to mitigate adverse impacts for I-35 when we have little control over the schematics."